It is time to go. Everything DB, good D, bad D, with Darius Butler.
Yeah,
now it seems like D-Butt knows ball.
Yeah, kind of timed up perfectly with what Comment was just talking about with Geno. He's been struggling this year in Vegas, throwing a bunch of picks. I think 9 picks on the year now, 2 this week. And up top, we got Mekhi Blackmon. We got him. Last year he was with the Vikings. He got an opportunity this year to play a lot of football because of the injury to Jalen Jones. They brought over Xavier Howard. That didn't quite work out, so he's got back in the lineup. Got a big-time interception here. Here we got cover 2, trap. So this is a trap corner. He's really triggering on that number 2 receiver. So if you run it back to the beginning for Geno Smith, he sees split safety, maybe a cover 2. If this receiver just sits between the flat defender and the hook curl defender, we can hit that in zone coverage all day. But instead, he triggers it. This is that little Anarumo defense, little massages in certain coverage. It triggers that, picks it off, almost takes it to the crib, gets close with a big-time play and a big-time game. I mean, this was a straight belt to ass, 40-6, didn't give up any touchdowns, got a little blitz off the slot as well. Boom. I mean, rarely in the NFL as a DB do you get to a point where you're almost waiting for an interception. Like, he jumped that, and he was literally waiting for Geno to put it right between the 2 and the 5. And he did. Big-time play by Blackmon.
He knew exactly where they were going.
2-9, I'm sorry.
Blackmon actually, early in the game, kind of lost his footing in the turf, and somebody got a big reception on him.
Yep.
And it was like, man, who was that over there? It was Blackmon. And then later in the game, obviously getting this pick, it was like, you could tell that Blackmon was like, damn, I can't believe because I tripped, somebody got something on me, got back for the team. I think it was great to watch, and this defense is special, man.
Yeah, defense is humming. Whenever I don't care who you're playing against. We talked about it earlier with one of the long runs. I don't care who you're lined up against in the NFL. If you are the better team, like, you should show up and beat the shit out of them. And to the coach's credit, you put up that point differential early with the AFC South. I think the rest of the division kind of riding our coattail. We beat the dog shit out of the Dolphins to open up the season, and then beat the dog shit out of the Raiders. And that's what you're supposed to do if you are a good football team that considers yourself a contender.
And I think we are. Here's a couple teams that are certainly trying to get into that conversation.
Yeah, trying to get into that conversation and trying to get a win. You got to get a win week in and week out, and the Saints didn't have one coming into this game. And Jackson Dart in this offense, this team started off hot, but a big-time interception by Kool-Aid McKinstry. This was actually his second interception. This is a cover 3 fire zone, so you're going to rush 5, and then you got 3 underneath, 3 deep. On the outside, it's pretty much man-to-man coverage, and it's just a great press rep. So great that the receiver quits on the ball. And you never want to do this with your quarterback, especially a young quarterback who's trying to find guys on the outside that he can have some confidence in. So he got his ass jammed up, and you'll see it even better from the replay. Receiver just stops running. Kool-Aid dives and makes a phenomenal catch. A big-time catch by Kool-Aid.
Hey, Jay.
Just help secure this first win.
You're hanging your young guy out to dry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geez, I feel for the quarterback there. Man.
Yeah, at least
great play, though.
At least break it up. You know, that's like a bad one at all. He didn't think he was getting that ball, obviously, with how covered he was. Jackson Dart said, let me go ahead and let this thing fly. Incredible reaction time by Kool-Aid right there.
Yeah, big-time player.
That'd be so much fun to be that.
filth.
That'd be so cool to be that athletic. Just that quick of a reaction time, too.
Good ball skills, man. You can never, sometimes in certain play progressions, pass progression, AQ would notice certain receivers may not anticipate getting the ball based on the coverage or where guys are on defense. We saw it was a talking point with the Eagles and A.J. Brown with he stopped running or he slowed down. And it's one of those things that don't show up until it shows up. The one time you slow down the route, the quarterback takes a chance and throw it to you. So I'm sure he heard this a lot from whoever his receivers coach is, from the head coach. I'm sure this is probably played on the big screen in the team meeting. You can't leave your young quarterback out dry.
Top left corner there, it had Dallas 30, New York Jets 14. Just a drumming as the Giants are throwing another pick, and a guy's also the New York Jets getting killed up here. Just New York people watching the game. Just got a little twofer here for you. Don't you worry about it. Okay, what do we have next?
Next, we got another big AFC East matchup. We all watched this one. This is a big moment in the game, too. Right now, the Patriots are up 3, and the Bills are right at high red area, so 13-10. And now you got Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. So defensively, you got kind of man-to-man coverage, but you got 2, if you let it run a little bit, you'll have 2 like low rat defenders. And these rat defenders also can act as like spies on Josh Allen. So you see like the 2 linebackers around the hash marks. If 17 was to tuck the ball and take off, they would be in pass coverage, obviously, but when he takes off the run, they would trigger to go and tackle him. But here, Marcus Jones does a great job knowing that he has help over the top. So once he drops back, get ready to throw, he knows, boom, foot in the ground, undercut it, boom, and make it dive and catch. I mean, Marcus Jones obviously has phenomenal ball skills, great returner. The Patriots are as well. It's a big-time play. You got to make these plays. You know when you have a corner like Christian Gonzalez who's not going to get a bunch of targets, or Carlton, when you're in there, you're going to get work in there. So make opportunity, make the best of your opportunity. That's what Marcus Jones has been doing on defense and special teams. I wonder if we see him on offense at all this year.
Red zone turnover, crazy.
That's huge
for Josh
Game
Allen.
changers.
Yeah. This is like 3-4 years ago for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You know, that this is not. He clearly didn't know that he was going to be there. Was that a no looker? Was he looking that off, trying to move somebody?
I think he was looking, but it's just so much. If you just pause it there, like it's just so much for a quarterback. Even before those two Gonzalez and then Spillane, I think that is bites up on that low crosser. Before that, it's just so much color. Like quarterbacks really see color. You see those blue jerseys, and then you say, okay, I know. Let me just try to throw him to a spot. So it's just a great job by Jones, because sometimes when you're outside leverage like that, you're guarding an inside breaking route. Is tough to do, but knowing he has help, I think that made him gave him a little more confidence to undercut that and go make a big time play on the ball.
Oh no, he's looking right at it, right? He's staring it down.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, the Marcus.
God, he looks so cool.
Marcus Jones, to Debo's point, is the one that, like, if there are deep balls or passes downfield, they're not going on Gonzo or Carlton Davis. Marcus Jones is the guy that they're trying, and like it's been unbelievable. This is why the Patriots defense is, a top 3 defense in the NFL right now, because of how good they can cover, and then, they're like second in pressures. It's one of the best units in the NFL.
God, it feels good to be on good D, doesn't it, Connor?
It feels real good to not be coming in here and just having to eat bad D
every day. Every day, bad D.
I don't like eating bad D.
No, it's good D. It's good D.
I don't want to watch that.
A defense is going to be completely different whenever a guy like Christian Gonzalez plays. Now, he won't be on like good D a bunch because he doesn't get the ball production. Like he doesn't get a bunch of interceptions because quarterbacks just don't throw. They don't test him often. But it helps the other players when they make those big time plays. Now, we saw this same route from the same offense with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They've made a bunch of touchdowns, made a bunch of money running this route, like a follow route. Once again, the same one we saw from the tip ball from Makuba earlier in the year. You'll see 87 moving around pre-snap. The Jaguars are ready for the route. They're anticipating the route. And Devin Lloyd, AJ, you can kind of speak to, I guess, what he's seeing and what he's doing here with this fake blitz and then dropping into the window and picking this off.
Yeah, look at the double A gap. I don't know if the end zone view shows it better, but yeah, you got linebackers, you're reading the center. So you're both blitzing, you're both A gaps, you see them up there. Whichever way the center turns, you engage quick while the other guy shoots, and then you pop out. This is exactly how you draw it up. Like, this is clinic tape that you would show when you install this in the spring or summer, whenever you do it. Hey, pop in there, get his attention, then pop out. You get lost in the traffic. And, this is best case scenario right here. Get in the throwing lane, catch it, take it to the house.
Yeah, being able to finish is obviously absurd, especially with how comfortable he looked immediately afterwards. He didn't look like he was dying for air as Tyquan Thornton almost catches up to him with a JHA block there. But let's talk a little bit about the center turning and then choosing to go the opposite direction. He fakes that he's going there just to keep the center's eyes. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit, yeah. I don't know if we have the end zone or not, but you see them, they both attack the A-gaps, and then when the center decides, hey, I'm turning right or left, you'll talk to your two backers. You'll sit there, and you'll stay in the line. AQ has had to deal with this a million times, I'm sure. You're sitting there and thinking, all right, hey, here, you'll start to listen and get an idea of which way the center's going to turn before the snap, hopefully, but then, boom, you're just reacting off of it. If he turns away from you, bam, I'm shooting, trying to get the quarterback, other guy pop out, get in the throwing lane. This is what we do.
What is the center's decision-making process there?
Yeah, so the protection call sends them one way or another, and so whenever you had teams like this, so like AJ, whenever we used to play against Zimmer,
you try to punt block,
you punt
right?
block, and you just go straight back and don't declare one way or another to try and screw them up. But the minute that Creed Humphrey goes left, you know that the guy to Creed's right is going to blitz, and the guy from the left is going to block out.
He did do a good job. Creed did a good job of punt blocking here, too. He didn't give it away. He didn't jump right or left, right? He did a good job punt blocking, too.
Yeah. Run the replay, Foxy, the TV replay. It might show a little.
Look, he goes straight back. Like, that's a great job by those guys on D because Creed does a good job. That's the toughest thing to read when he does go straight back like this.
Great play. And then you think, the first thing I thought, because I saw this play, I'm like, damn, how does a linebacker go 99 yards? Obviously, you make a great move on Patrick Mahomes, but if I'm thinking fastest wide receiver unit in the league right now, it's probably the Chiefs. You think of Thornton, Hollywood, Xavier, and then none of these, only Thornton was on the field. It was Thornton, Juju, but Thornton was the only fast guy on the field. And we talked about it yesterday with Hines Allen, just making that one little bump. Because we're always taught with the interceptions, you try to block the intended receiver and you block the quarterback. So just him peeking last minute, 41, running his ass off and then peeking, just giving him a little bump. He still caught up to him, but he didn't catch up to him early enough to punch it out. Great ball security through the fucking goal line. Offensive players pay attention.
Yes.
But great job, Devin Lloyd, coming off of his best probably game as a pro last week, and he had 2 interceptions, a sack, and a forced fumble, and won AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Now let's get to some bad.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Somebody, but who mentioned the Jets' stinky defense earlier? That was you. I think you asked JJ about it. This is an example of that. Because if we line up here, we know what the Cowboys were coming in this game or who they were coming in this game without. It was without CeeDee Lamb, right? So we all know target number 1 would be George Pickens, especially when you're at this in the alumni section where you like to take shots. 1st and 10, we got George Pickens at the bottom, and we got wide receiver 2 up at the top. So if the safety took Pickens' side, he drops down into the coverage, so that lets Dak Prescott know, even though he's in play action, as soon as he gets his eyes back, okay, there's no safety help, like 0 safety help. So it is Sauce Gardner down there, one of the best, I think, highest paid corner in the league right now. So, yeah, Sauce Island, leave him on the island. But it just doesn't make sense to me defensively. Why leave any of my players on the island with their best one-on-one downfield receiver if you don't have to? So they got 2 guys covering the other guy.
He's wide open.
It's only a 2-man route too.
Yeah.
2-man route. We don't need to leave a guy on the island with a 2-man route.
Exactly. 2-man route. You got a double team on one guy who's still open in the National Football League, and then you leave him one-on-one with Sauce down the field. And George Pickens does, what George Pickens does. We see this play. Anybody can see. You see this play on Madden and know, okay, I'm gonna throw it up number 3 and give him a shot, and that's what Dak does.
Jeez.
Gives him an opportunity to make a big play down.
AQ, what are you giggling about? He's cackling over here. AQ's got the hut gut going on.
I mean, they are so bad right now.
Yeah, like
The
that
Jets
guy
look
gets
bad.
paid $100 million, and that's what he does.
I think what D-Butch is saying, though, it's not just Sauce. It's like the whole strategy, scheme, decisions. It's Aaron Glenn going over there, which is defensive guy.
Yeah, I don't care how good your player is or how good you are. Like, if you only have, AJ mentioned it, it's only a 2-man route. And, like, that's clearly wide receiver 1. George Pickens is coming off his biggest game as a Cowboy. So you're covering it, it just doesn't make sense. And that, some people say, why wasn't a flag thrown? Like, it's a lot of hand fighting both ways there with the receiver, with the corner, so they didn't throw it either way.
Aaron Glenn, though, right? I naturally assume that he's going to have a good defense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all do. Probably Jets fans.
Especially with all the talent that the Jets have on their defense. Like, that has been the story the last several years when Rodgers got there. Hey, this team might win the Super Bowl because their defense is already ready to go. And then even this year, we don't know about the offense, but we know the defense is going to be unbelievable, and they've looked like hammered dog shite so far.
Oh, stop. They're building it. What were you guys, MCDC's first year, Foxy?
We were 0-10 year 1, and then year 2 we started out 1-6, and then after the 1-6, that's when everything.
All right, so we got some patience.
Right on.
I will say,
On pace.
and I shouldn't say it, but there was a time in the era with Aaron Glenn as DC where a big chunk of Lions fans did not like him because they were letting a lot of points up on the defensive side. But people forget that.
People forget Fox.
They're remembering it now, though.
Oh, they fired somebody, right, to save his job.
Oh,
right?
DB coach.
Aubrey
DB
Pleasant.
coach.
Yeah, there
yes.
was, yeah.
DB coach. I remember that story. And then you got much better after that.
Packers
They
hired him
did.
right away.
I said, come on in.
Yeah.
Need you. Okay, and now we got a team that's been on the receiving end of the in the trenches and now on the receiving end of the bad D award.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's tough to be
It's a bad omen.
a Giant fan. It feels like. Go ahead, D-Ball.
Yeah, it is. And we all remember a guy who last year kind of took the NFL by storm early on, Rashid Shaheed. He is a big play waiting to happen. And right now he's kind of in that cut split. Once the motion comes over, he'll be in that slot. And this is another thing with, at this safety, Newbin is his name, right, Bruce? Back here, 2-7 down to the bottom of the field. He'll get put in a tough situation because now he's going to end up, and he's not too deep. He's probably about 9 yards from the ball. So you let this ball snap. That's a lot of speed, and you pause it right here. So now with a 2-man route, once again, to the left, as this safety, because you're pretty much on the island with this deep ball. You do have help to your right. You know you have another deep safety to your right, so I would say keep your leverage to the outside and use your help. He does not. It's a good route. Give a little post corner here. Spencer Rattler makes a great throw under pressure. He's been playing well, but this is his first win as a starting quarterback, and this is a big part. Once again, big-time moment in the game. Down 2 points right here with the Saints. Good route, good ball, and that safety is put in a tough spot.
So what is that, AJ? The guy took 2 wrong steps, and all of a sudden it's a fucking house call on him? What a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a great rep, but if you look at this, like, all right, D-But's right, and it's easy sitting here in air conditioning and talk about it, but look how much help he has if he stays outside leverage. Look at how many guys he got over there on the other side of the field.
4.
He's got a lot of buddies over there to help, so I'm like, I got to stay outside somehow, even though you think he's run that deep over, but bam, he snaps it off, and here we go.
And it's a good route concept if you run it back, because that outside receiver that motions over, he holds that corner to make sure that, if I do underthrow this a little bit, this corner doesn't help. But yet, I don't think he helped himself from the get-go, from his alignment. He wasn't deep enough, and then he didn't start gaining depth. If you run it back to the beginning, as a deep half safety, depth is your friend. You want to keep everything in front of you. So right now, one of the fastest players in the league, and he's already on your toes. Like, at this point, like, you're already in trouble. Even if he just runs a post, I don't think either one of these safety had enough depth. You only had really one wide receiver split out pre-snap, first down. You're probably thinking maybe a run play, big bodies, and boy, it turned into a big play fast.
What's that route called?
Post corner.
Love it.
That'd
be so much fun to be able to do. So many things that'd be cool to be able to do.
Yeah.
He's
Just
fast.
run a post corner right now. Get from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. Just at full speed would be cool to be able to do at this stage of life, let alone make somebody turn around full spin in the middle of the field. He's a real weapon. We forget about him because the Saints have been such ass. What were you going to say, Con Man?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. His stats next to Jameson Williams' stats, and Jameson Williams is considered, one of the best deep ball threats out there, I would guess. Mm-hmm. He's better than him, and they've played the exact same amount of games. I believe, actually, he might have played one less game than Jameson Williams, and he's got more yards, more catches, more touchdowns.
It's just situations.
But he plays for the Saints.
Situations.
It's just like Max Crosby, man.
What you're saying.
Myles Garrett.
You can might as well ship Max Crosby to Detroit. I mean, that's the only place he wants to go.
From Michigan?
Oh, let's bring him to the Colts.
Yeah.
Him and Leatu Latu.
I thought the Colts liked their guys.
They do like their guys.
We wouldn't mind some new guys, though. We brought some new guys in during the offseason. We just brought in new guy Pratt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he's old guy to Lou. Have you seen what we've been doing over here? We're only getting better, AJ. We're getting more Lou's guys in here. Paisan's coming in.
Some guys with some grit and some toughness, too. I like it. Bringing guys in that will only just add to this great defense.
Grit and Jam. Of course. Speaking of grit and Jam, you deserve all the praise for the work you put in for that good deed, bad deed.
Maybe D-Butt.